Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. So yesterday we have seen in the previous class we have seen how preliminaries are basics of complete PLSQL here. So how structure of your PLSQL program could be. This is the structure of your PLSQL program, and what are the primitives of tokens of complete PLSQL program. So these are different kinds of PLSQL program tokens are primitives which we are supposed to use, and what is the data set which we are supposed to use in PLSQL. So we have already seen this one. And what are the data types which have been satisfied with PLSQL? It's also known to us. And what are different kinds of operators which are being used in PLSQL? And what are the statements which we are supposed to use? And what is the modification within the statement of selection? Already we have seen. And how a variable can be declared and how the variable could be gets accessed, already seen. And if you want to produce one particular output, how you can produce the output, already seen. So all these things have been come across in the previous class. Today we'd like to write some one or two programs, and then we'll move to uh, control structures, because you are very well versed of your programming, because you people have written some kind of programs in C, C++, even in shell scripting also. So we would like to consider how the programs will be and how the programs are supposed to be gets executed, and how you can take input. Today we would like to discuss. Our agenda for discussion is number one. Today it is 27/07/2020. So here number 1 point will be, so input. How could you take input for a variable? Then second thing is control statements. So today and tomorrow we will concentrate on numerical problems. Okay, today only we will concentrate on numerical problems. By tomorrow onward, we will concentrate on database applications. Okay, control statements. So this control statements might include if statement, case, switch case statement, case statement, and all iterative kind of statements. Everything will be gets included here. Let us write one or two programs today, and we will move to how the control statements will be gets evaluated here. So let us take this one. Yes. Already I have given, if you want to execute any, or if you want to write any program, you just open something like this. .SQL is not necessary to use here. Automatically that will be taken .SQL. So that ed program name can be taken. Obviously, it could be gets open. It could be gets open the program in Notepad. Based on that, you have to write your program. So let me take one particular small program here. So let me consider. I wanted to. So look at this. I wanted to create a small file here. Small table here. Create a table. Table name is okay. Just wait for a while. Everything from CAT catalog. Oh, too many number of programs are tables are available here. Okay, let me create one particular table. Table might be student, which does have some kind of data. Okay, let me create table. Create a table. Table name is student. Okay, which does have a register number. So number of some 5 or 3, number of 3, followed by primary key. Student name varchar2 of 20, and then course join, C join, course join, varchar2 of some 10, which is not null. date of birth DOB, date of birth, which is date form, is also not null, and followed by okay. However, fee declared fee, which is a number of some 11 comma 2. Okay, this is my file. I mean, sorry, this is my table. I wanted already existing user. So see, it is already existed by the user object, so that we would like to change the name STUD simply. Yes, your table has been created because this student name is already existed in your database, so that we would like to change the name with the STUD. Now the table name is STUD. So we have to take a register number, a student name, course join, date of birth, and fee. These are the fields. Normally, you people are expected to have some kind of insertion, something like this, insert into, so table name is STUD. So values, you may be enter some kind of values by taking the input, something like this, ampersand RNO, followed by second one is varchar2, so that within single quotes, ampersand S name, followed by, it's also course join also, so varchar2. So we'd like to consider in single quotes only. So C join, so single quotes close, and date of birth, it is a date form, so that it is also in single quotes, so DOB, then followed by the last one, final thing is fee. Okay, we are expected to take input something like this from the prompt here. So the input statement might be, input operator might be ampersand. Ampersand is the operator which is used to take some kind of input, something like this. Enter value for what we have to type here after ampersand, that could be displayed here. So 501 followed by student name, some name, course join CSC, date of birth some 13 March, so 1989, something like that. Fee will be some 35,000 rupees. In this way, you are expected to insert the data. Okay, this is the general point of view where exactly you have to insert the data. And the operator is this ampersand. Ampersand is the operator where exactly you have to use to store the, ask the input from the keyboard. If you want to perform same operation by using your program, so nothing new, the same thing could be used here. So we'd like to consider ED. So let me consider STUD. My table, my name is STUD, and I have to open it and declare. You have to declare so some variables which are related to, so this roll number, student name, course join, something like that. So normally my interest, always I am trying to specify, my interest is always trying to take what you call, how I would like to declare here in the sense. Declaration could be, where it is, I'm unable to find this one. Yeah, so declaration could be always taken, started with the T in the sense temporary. That is the meaning of the temporary register number. So number of 5, number of 3, okay, and then temporary S name, T S name, so which is varchar, varchar2 of some 20. So then followed by temporary T in the sense temporary, C join, so which is varchar2 of some 10, followed by temporary DOB, so which is date, and followed by temporary fee, which is so number of 11 comma 2. I have defined everything. Here. And the beauty of this PLSQL is, so as and when you have to declare your variables, thereby you can assign the variable. I mean, you can assign value to the variable, something like this. So will be equal to, let me say 502, you can assign the value, or you could also have a facility to take the input also, ampersand TRNO. You take the input at this So declaration part only. So such kind of facility could not be there in any other language. Only in PLSQL you do have. So you can assign the value. So in C, C++, let me consider. So integer A, so I wanted to assign a value integer A equal to 10. Yes, you can. Then followed by, so B, which could be equal to some 30. So semicolon, and you could go ahead and execute everything. But by declaration point of view, you could not take any input at this level in C or C++ somewhere else. It is not possible in any other languages. Only in PLSQL, so it is possible here. So directly you can take input here. So within quotations, so TS name. Okay, directly you can take input here. Directly you can take input here. So within quotations, T ampersand T C join, and then within quotations ampersand in small quotes ampersand T date of birth. You could take the input here and here also equal to ampersand TFE. Yes, input declaration, everything will be happen at the declaration part itself. Okay, and the begin, so you need to write only the statements which are related to the execution point of view. So I'd like to introduce this particular statement here. The statement might be insert into table name. So values will be, so everything has been included T here. Everything has been included in a T here. Okay, everything has been included T here. There is no ampersand at this place, because this program has been already taken input at the declaration point of view. So we have been taken input at this point, and then look at this in this way. So I have my roll number at a temporary roll number which have been taken input. I have my student name at a temporary student name which have taken input here, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. I have everything with me. So simply I'd like to use this one, and then if you want to produce any output, yes, you can produce output here. DBMS underscore output dot put underscore line, that so one row inserted SUCCE successfully. Okay, one row was introduced successfully. You just include that particular statement, and finally, so you have to end this particular program. Okay, something like this. So very simple to write the specific codes and PLSQL here. It's very pretty much simple to write your PLSQL codes here. And while coming to some structures, and it could be take some kind of obstacles while writing the things here. Okay, let me close this one. Let me close this one for a while. Yes, I'd like to execute at the rate std. This is my program name. So enter trno. You please observe this one. So I have written trno, that is 502, and then enter t name, ts name, some name, and then enter t join cse, and enter t date of birth some 16. So jun June jun. So 1989, and the total fee will be 3,500. What is this? Quoted string is not terminated properly. Somewhere else, some problem will be raises here. So that is the problem. Where it is? Yeah. T fee, it doesn't require any quotation here. That is the problem. That is the problem. Nothing else. Okay, I have put it one particular. I have put the one particular code here that is not required here. So that is the problem here. So that is why it is not executed properly. Okay, let me run one more time. So 502, and then Kumar is the name, and the date of join is this one. 35,000 is the at the rate STUD. So 502 name Kumar. So 16 or 15 JUN 1989, and then that what again I made a mistake. Again I made a mistake. Again I made a mistake at the rate CUD. So 501, sorry 502, and then the TS name is Kumar. Then join is CSE. Date of birth is 15th JUN. So 1989, and then the fee will be 35,000. Okay, your procedure has successfully completed, but you could not get any output. We wrote one particular statement here, that is ED, STUD. We did not get this particular output here. If you observe, so this output has not been displayed. This output has not been displayed here. Why it is not being displayed here in the sense? So we must apply one specific statement. I mean, one particular environmental statement, that is set server output on. It is by default, it is off mode. You must be make that particular server as output on mode. Then you may be execute one more time at the rate STUD. Roll number is 503. Then some name, course join is CSC. Date of birth is some 13. So AUG August 1990. And then fees will be 35,000. So you could observe this one. Previously, we could not get this one because that set server output on has not been displayed. So you could see procedure is successfully completed in the previous way, previous version. So there is no output here. Now we have been operated set server output on. Therefore, you got one message. Yes. So one row inserted successfully, then followed by PL SQL procedure is successfully completed. Okay, so these are the specifications you need to understand while writing this particular program here. Okay, writing this particular program in such a way. All statements, all DML statements except select must be changed or transformed from original SQL to PLSQL, except that one, everything is same. I have operated one command here, one statement here, that is insert into. So whatever the insert operation we have learned in SQL, everything is same. There is no difference at all. Now, let us move something about this particular point. Let us move. Otherwise, we would like to prepare one more table and let us examine. So let us apply some kind of operations here. So look at this. The operations will be EMP. Employee is the table name. So here employee ID, okay, employee, EMPLOY, EMPLOYEE. So employee ID is the employee ID of that particular person, and then E name, and then basic salary has been taken. Based on basic salary, would like to identify HRA, TA, DA, PF, and net salary. Okay, gross salary, net salary. So here we would like to take the input for only these three. These three will be taken input based on the basic information. So basic salary. So HRA will be gets identified. So already we did this particular program in Linux also. HRA will be equal to some 12. Okay, 7.5% on basic here, and the TA will be traveling allowance will be 12.5% on basic here. DA will be some 85% on basic. PF will be 12.5% on basic. Let us take some example. So these are not correct actually. Let us take some kind of example here. Based on this one, we would like to implement. Based on this one, we would like to implement, and how this could be happen. Let us see. Let us see. Okay, just look at this one here. So create a table. Table name is EMPL. Okay, already employee and EMPL both are available, so that I am taking EMPL. EMPL is my table. Then here, so employee ID, number of some 3 or some 5. So which is primary key. So employee name, where char 2 of some 20. If possible, you could include not null. You must be take some kind of information for this one. Then basic BSIC, basic salary, that is number of 11 comma 2, so which is not null. We must take it. And then HRA, so which is also number of 11 comma 2, so which is number of 11 comma 2. TA, which is number of 11 comma 2. TA, which is number of 11 comma 2. So PF, which is number of 11 comma 2. And then gross salary, GROSS, gross salary number of 11 comma 2, and the net salary number of 11 comma 2. So everything is over. Everything has been defined. Everything has been defined. Now take the input for only employee ID, employee name, and a basic salary. Only input for only these three. Take input for only these three, and your PL SQL program must be calculate what are the, so what is the value of HRA, TA, DA, PF, gross, and net. And after calculation, you have to enter the data into that particular table. So that is our agenda. Okay. So look at this. So ED, EMPL. I'd like to put the same name because as and when in future I would like to search for something, then immediately I could identify. So that is why I'm giving the same names here. Okay, nothing is there. So declare. So let me take EID, number of, okay, let me do one thing here. Will you allow me? Let me do one thing here. I'd like to copy everything because unable to write for number of times, so that, okay. Yeah, declare. So EID, so employee name, then followed by basic salary, and then HRA, TA, DA, and then the PF, and then gross salary, and then net salary. Everything is there with me. Let me add T for everything. T for everything. T for everything, because temporary. That is the intention of this one here. Would like to take input for only, so T ampersand TEID. EID, temporary. So, and would like to take input for only this one also. So ampersand TE name, ENAME, and remaining everything is not necessary for me here. And would like to take input for this one also. So T ampersand, this is also number, so that no need to have any quotations. So BASIC, T basic, and remaining everything is not necessary for me. I'd like to calculate the values here for TA, DA based on the specific conditions. Conditions are already given to you. So in the point of view, I have already given. So like this, everything has been declared. Now begin. So let me calculate HRA. So as far as HRA is concerned, that is 7.5% on basic. So THRA is equal to, so T basic, T BASIC into 7.5 in the sense 0.075. I hope that you agree with me. This is the value. Okay. Then TTA, traveling allowance, will be equal to TTA, will be equal to T basic into, okay, let me copy this one for a while, because writing of everything will be consume some time. So that let me copy everything. So TTA will be equal to T basic into, what is the value? 12.5. 12.5 in the sense, so 0.125, and then the TDA will be equal to, so basic into 85%, that is 0.85%, and then PF will be, so 12.85%, something like this. T basic into 12.5%, and then the gross will be, so TGROSS, T gross will be equal to, so first of all, TBASIC plus THRA plus TTA plus TDA will be the gross value. From this one, you have to eliminate so PF value, then you could get net. So TNET will be equal to so TGROSS minus T what is that PF. Okay, and trying to insert everything into the table, something like this. Insert into table name is EMPL values. What are the values you have with you? T employee ID, yes, TEE ID, comma TE name, then followed by TBASSC, T basic, THRA, TTA, TDA, TPF, TGROSS, TNET. Okay, so these are the specific values which I would like to introduce into that particular table. After introduction, then you need to write one small statement. Yes, one row has been introduced successfully. If you are interested, you please write. Otherwise, no need to write anything. Okay. After completion of this one, if you want, yes, you can. Otherwise, you just put enter end and then and semicolon and then followed by this one. So it's good. It could be enough. Okay. Let me eliminate this one and come to SQL at the rate. So EMPL TEID 100 100. The T name is Hari. Then so some 12,500 rupees. What is this? That could have insert into EMPL values. What is this? Any questions, any problems here? NSER. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. What exactly it required? Spelling, insert is spelling, yeah, probably. That might be the problem. I could not identify. Yeah, INSERT. Yes, right, correct. Thank you. INSERT. So at the rate EMPL. So 100, Hari, 12,500. TE name. So while writing the program, you need to remember all these things. Okay. So EMPL. So please remember what are your variable names and everything. T must be there here. So that is the problem. TEID, T name, T basic, THRA, probably THRA, TTA, TDA. Yes, everything is correct. Everything is correct. Now run one more time. EMPL. So 100. Hari makes me much difficult. 12,500. Okay. Your procedure has successfully completed. Then how could you know whether data will be inserted or not? Simply select everything from EMPL. You could select this one. Yes, you can see. Okay, like this. So set lines 100, set pages 50. Then you could go ahead and evaluate this one here. Set the lines 150. You could take 150. Then it could be okay. Look at this. Everything will be inserted in a. You have Hari and this one. It was calculated by us by using some kind of formula. So based on that, it has been identified. This is the total salary. Okay. So this is the way. So you could write your programs in such a format here. Okay. So without using any control structures, you may be write your programs in such a way. Without using any control structures, you could write our programs because so we may be involve some kind of control structure that could be better way to write any programming language. So here, without using any control structures, we may write something like this. Okay. Now, In this way, you could write your own programming using PL SQL. So taking input through PL SQL and try to evaluate some conditions, then insert everything into your table. So in this way, you could produce the output here. Okay, outputs always been taken into some tables here. Now, let us go ahead and discuss something about control structure. 7 minutes only available. Let me give you these structures, control structures. So control structures might be, so first one is, so selective control structures or conditional control structures, iterative control structures, and only two are available with us. So selective kind of control structures and iterative kind of control structures. And of course, one more is there. So direct control structures also there, but they are not important at this moment. They are part and parcel of this iterative control structure. So that I would like to eliminate them. So look at this, how this could be. Selective control structures will be so simple. If already we have learned everything in our previous languages. So if, then else, then followed by, so else if ladder, then followed by nested if, then followed by case. These are different kinds of things which are available with us. You know very well, only one thing is gets differentiated here. Only one thing is gets differentiated here. From language to language, you need to understand. So one thing. So let me give you the simple if structure here. Simple structure will be if condition. So then must be here. Then set of statements. What exactly we are trying to execute here? How many number of set of statements you may be gets execute? You could specify those many number of statements here. Then followed by end if. At the end if must be typed by you. So this is a simple if. Simple if in the sense when condition will be true, we know what could we have to do. Condition is false, we doesn't know what could have to do. Sometimes it may be required, so that is why simple if can be used. And then secondly, if then else will be used something like this. So if condition will be true, so what else we have to do? We know that one. And else also, else. So whatever the statements you are expected to execute, so if a condition will be, whatever the condition you have framed here, if this condition is framed, this will be written false, then else statements are going to be executed. This is if then else in terms of PL SQL. So only one thing you need to remember, else if ladder. How this else if ladder can be evaluated. So that is very important to be remembered. If, so condition 1, then, so set of statements, whatever the set of statements you are supposed to execute, you can execute them. Normally, so in our, what is that? The shell scripting, ELIF, we wrote ELIF. But here, one more extra character was introduced, ELSIF. That's the difference. ELSIF, condition 2, then, so set of statements you are supposed to execute. So, and so on. How many number of times you maybe take your own conditions? Yes, you can. ELSIF. Try to remember ELS. E could not be there, and ELSIF is single word. So condition N. So then, so you may be execute your own statements. Finally, else. So you may be execute your own statements. At the end, you have to write end if. So you just remember this one. Else if ladder, ELSIF. This is very important to be remembered here. This is very important to be remembered here. Okay, so this is what you need to consider in terms of so else if ladder. Okay, else if ladder could be taken in such a way, and then followed by, so case in the sense case. So case selector. Whatever the selector you could consider, which case value can be taken, and that particular value can be come across with several number of values here. When condition 1, then output or value, whatever maybe you could consider your own. So value Then followed by, you could write this many number of statements here. You are free to write as many number of whens here, as many number of whens here. Condition 2, value 2, condition 3, and so on and so forth. You could write as many number of values. At the end, end CAC, end case. Okay, something like this. These are selective control statements. These are different kinds of selective control statements. And one thing has been missed here, that is, if condition CON1, then, so if you are expected to write your statements in else if nested if, something like this. Okay, if condition, sorry, I don't. So second thing is, if condition 2, then if condition 3, I'd like to take the rounding next of 3 only, then so set of statements here, whatever the set of statements you are expected to execute, those many number of set of statements are supposed to be executed here. Else otherwise you may be taken, else will be taken for innermost third one. So here else you may be take something like this. This is set of that particular statement. So end if is being taken for so innermost end if, then followed by else. This is level number 2. Level number 2 else it is. So you may be write your own set of statements what are used to execute for our purpose. Then this is end if for so second level else. So set of statements, then end if. Okay, so this is a nested level. Nested level, a kind of structure is being executed. Okay. So tomorrow we will see as many number of problems on this, and we will have some kind of so discussion also on this